Hey guys, welcome to the Need to Heat podcast with Fernando and a special guest today.
Bianca.
Hope you're all doing good. Jake is not with us today, but no worries. We have a special guest that is taking his place. Jake is going to be taking a little break from the podcast for a while, but we are back. We took a little break the last couple of weeks, but we are here today to talk to you all about quarantine. It has been now almost a year, right?
Yeah.
A year of quarantine due to the pandemic for COVID-19. So nothing major here. We're just going to talk to you guys about literally how we've adjusted, how the differences from the beginning of quarantine to now that has passed a year. So Bianca, if you want to start us off with how the pandemic affected you at first, how the quarantine affected you, your family, what you guys were, your education, all that type of stuff.
Well, at first it seemed unreal, the whole mask situation and the whole having to be at home for this long. We all thought it was going to be about a month or two. And then it turned into this whole thing. And parents at first, maybe a little worried, this and that here and there, have to close businesses for days, and then it turned into months. And it was just something that nobody ever saw coming. Now I walk around and I see people with masks all over the place, and it literally feels like a movie. Like, I never thought this would ever happen. Like, go to the store and have to, wear a mask and see everybody following directions and going here and going there and keeping distance.
Of course, no one saw it coming, but it is definitely necessary, and hopefully will go away soon. But honestly speaking, this is not going away so soon as we all expected. No one really thought this would be going on for a whole year, but now, look at us.
Yeah.
It has been a year. So no, obviously we've adjusted a lot, gotten used to it. At first, obviously nothing was open. Restaurants were closed, malls were closed, everything was closed. So in that sense, we have adjusted in terms of everything's now open. Obviously, there's a bunch of restrictions.
I think, though, the biggest adjustment was school.
Yeah, school was a huge adjustment.
People at first, were like, I don't want to go to school, this and that. But then when you are actually home and you're missing out on, better than anyone, graduating from high school, starting college, two different parts. And
yeah, for me, the biggest effect of quarantine was at the beginning because I had just graduated. Well, I hadn't graduated yet. I was in the process of graduating high school. So when the pandemic hit, we just took an extra long spring break and never went back to school. So we never got to say like our last goodbyes to our friends from high school and, enjoy all the senior stuff such as, a grad bash, which is like the end of the year field trip, or prom, or, have a graduation traditional ceremony, walk the stage and stuff like that. So that was a really big hit and
how
impact.
did that make you feel, though?
It was honestly like upsetting. To me, not as much because I wasn't too much like a fond of all that. Like it didn't mean as much as I know it did to other people, which is what made me feel really bad for a lot of people. Like it was a hard hit. Obviously, I would have enjoyed doing all those things and like missing out on it because like when I grew up, it's like, oh, how was your graduation? Well, during a pandemic, but. At least, we have to be grateful that it didn't impact us severely in any other health ways.
How about when you went to college? Did you feel the difference between, did you feel like you were in high school, in college now instead of high school?
Like, I've already been in college for now almost a year, and I have yet to go on campus. So stuff like that does still impact me and affect me. Everyone wants to have that college experience. Everyone wants to go up, move in, move out of your parents' house or move out of wherever you're living to, get that experience. Haven't had that so far. Hopefully in the upcoming months, I'll be moving up to my college and be able to, experience what I should have experienced a year ago, but the pandemic did affect a lot of. But like I was saying, we have to always be grateful that it didn't impact us in any more severe ways. Yes, this all is little bumps on the road, but with your perception of things, you always have to look at the bright side and, think, wow, at least I got to graduate. At least I'm still getting my education virtually. Some people aren't able to do virtual school, so they literally have nothing. So,
Yeah, of course.
always have to look at it in that way.
Yeah, I mean, look at the positive side of things. There's a lot of people that are going through, harder situations and just having to, do school at home and not having to go physically. There's a lot of people that are out there that are sick or, that are in economic situations that they can't handle. So at least we have to be thankful, that
Of
we.
course. The pandemic also affected economically families a lot. I mean, people that
Yeah.
relied on businesses, like small owned businesses that were forced to shut down or close. Not even just small businesses, a lot of big corporations had to adjust heavily due to the pandemic.
Yeah, it's
I
surprising
mean,
though. A lot of
I know
them.
for a fact that like Panera Bread, for example, had to
Yeah.
close a bunch of their retails, a bunch of other
Ruby Tuesdays
Ruby
too.
Tuesdays closed a lot of their stores. Like
Yeah.
a lot of big corporations even got hit by this pandemic. Luckily now, I mean, hopefully the vaccine is still, being like developed and still out there already, but I have not gotten it yet, Bianca. I know you have
No,
also.
I have not. I
not
just
gotten it.
think it's hard to, for scientists and whoever is developing the vaccine to do so because it just hits everybody different. You see, you would think it would hit older people, different, but then the virus gets to teenagers and kids and it hits all of them different. So I just believe it's also a challenge for them, to develop something that they don't even know what it is.
No, yeah, I agree, but honestly, I think within the near future, we're gonna go a little back to normal. But the realization is that COVID's not going anywhere.
Do you think that years from now, like 10 years from now, we'll still be like wearing masks and
No,
stuff like that?
no, I don't, because if you look at the flu, for example, the flu comes every year.
Yeah.
In some type of strand, some type of way, it comes. And there's obviously your flu shots that you take. So this is going to be very similar in my opinion. Obviously, I think almost everyone is going to end up catching COVID one way or another, no matter how safe you are, no matter what the social distancing you practiced, all your safety precautions. Obviously, if you keep doing them, try your hardest to not catch it, but it's nearly impossible. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it's
could be
just
from
everywhere.
anything. It's literally everywhere. So I think once you get it and have the antibodies and then get the vaccines, hopefully, we'll be able to, be back to a little bit more normal. For now, we do have to deal with everything, all the restrictions that are in place and all that type of stuff. Um, it has gotten a lot easier now in terms of everything's opening up again. Obviously, we still have to wear the mask, we still have to social distance, which is great. We're obviously still spending a lot of more time at home with our families and stuff like that, which is also great. But you always do need that break. So on top of talking about quarantine for a year, we're also going to talk about, adjustments that we made on our everyday lives that help us deal with the quarantine. The physical exercises, mental exercises. So Bianca, if you want to start off with the mental exercises that I know you do a lot of. And if you guys don't recognize the name, Bianca has done a lot for Mindful Me already. She's done a couple of our meditations and stuff like that, and she's going to continue doing more things. So I expect to be hearing her a lot more in the upcoming future.
So yeah, well, one of the things that I started doing a lot when the pandemic hit was, try to find another way to, because there was not much we could do to get out of it. So try to find another way that from home I could mentally, open up and do something fun while staying safe. So I started, not only using social media to communicate with friends, but to communicate with myself and kind of listen to meditations, podcasts. I mean, I started doing a lot for Mindful Me since the pandemic hit, and I realized how important it is to, just sit down and take a minute for yourself, take a minute to breathe, take a minute to just stop everything you're doing. There's always time to do everything you have to do, but it is important to first focus on yourself. I am personally not somebody that likes to do a lot of physical exercise and stuff like that, but I am somebody that just likes to sit down, maybe read a book or listen to music and just connect with myself. I know you, Fernando, like exercising and working out.
So yeah, in terms of mental health, I obviously also try and keep my mind clear and not stress a lot and if you've listened to any of my other podcasts, you know, meditation and stuff like that. I do a lot of, especially being here with Mindful Me. We listen to all of our podcasts, meditations, and stuff like that. Now we're also doing our Mindful Me University, which is going to have like school tools, elder tools, and stuff like that, which will help, you know, all audiences in specific ways. We have members of our team that do yoga and stuff like that, which is great for both mind and physical well being. We're gonna in this upcoming weeks also have more yoga school tools for you guys and movements. But in terms of physical exercises, you know, it's always good to catch fresh air, especially during the quarantine. I was trying to get out as much as possible. Being outside was great, especially since we were so stuck inside all the time. So,
Yeah.
you know, going for a run, playing some sports outside. I love to play soccer, so doing that as much as I could. Obviously, not with a full team of 11 people against 11 people because social distancing and stuff. But, you know, just going out there, playing with the ball, trying to get outdoors as much as possible, exercising, also not with the large groups because of distancing and stuff. Even though now the gyms are back open and stuff like that, so with the right precautions, you can even do that. It's just important to keep your head up and, you know, stay healthy both mentally and physically because obviously the quarantine did cause a lot of stressing and stuff like that, but we can't complain, we can't do too much, just adjust because just like we thought this was a short-term thing, it's already been a year and hasn't gone anywhere, so we still have some time left to keep adjusting. So
There's also the things that schools have been doing. I'm not sure about colleges, but I know high schools have been doing 10 minutes of mindfulness at the beginning of each class or at the beginning of the
something
day.
that we're collaborating a lot with schools right now
Yeah,
as
which,
Mindful Me, producing content for them to, you know, give to their students because our podcast, our school tools, stuff like that is very
yeah.
helpful for everyone. So the more we can share that with our, you know, peers, teachers, students, everything, it's obviously always really good to do.
Yeah, I mean, and not only just at the beginning of class, but also like for the weekend of Valentine's Day. Also, we filmed the meditation for Week of Care, and I feel like any type of way that we could spread love and spread mindfulness and reach out to others and let them know that we're here and there's that you're not alone. I feel like mindfulness activities have helped a lot with that, especially through quarantine. Something that I would have never thought would have helped so much before. Because I mean, even when like I'm stressed with a test or anything coming up, or with classes or swamped in work, mindfulness has helped a lot with that. So I feel like quarantine made us realize that, along with other things.
Of course, and in terms of adjusting, it took me a lot of adjusting because, like you have probably seen in my previous podcast, I used to procrastinate a lot. And being in school, it was easier to, adjust to teachers telling you what to do, when to do it, where to do it, how to do it. But now that we're education's virtually and all on our own, it is difficult to keep up with assignments, homework, tests, and all that. So organization, I'm going to give to Bianca to speak to you all about because she is very organized. So she will explain to you all how you guys can do a little better in that sense because I think we all can always improve in organization.
Also, I mean, the when I was in school, back in physical school, it's not that I had an agenda. I've always liked to have an agenda decorated with different colors, stickers. I'm a visual learner, so that's always helped me a lot. But I also, would keep notes on my phone, since I would keep my phone always next to me. But now, honestly, with the whole thing of having to be on the computer all day, the last thing I want to do is look at my phone when I'm done with school. So I definitely bought a new agenda, as I do every single year. And again, I wrote down every single thing I had to do, identify with colors, different stickers, signs, heart exclamation marks, highlight it. And all those things I have helped a lot because, I mean, we're human and there's things sometimes we don't remember when we have just a lot of things to do. So That's helped me a lot. I just write down the one, like as soon as I find out I have to do something, I just, write it down. It takes me 2 seconds, and then I go back to it. I plan my weekend, and my weeks, I mean, usually every single Sunday. So then I know what homeworks I have to get done, when I'll get it done. And also, it's helped me to find free time for myself and not have to be swamped in work 24/7. So if I'm organized and I know when I have to do my things, and I also know when I can have free time, time for myself, time to read, time to go for a walk, time to swim, time to do absolutely anything I want. How about you, Fernando? How has your organization skills improved?
At first, with quarantine, it was very difficult with the whole virtual learning, but now, having an agenda does help. Having constant reminders on your phone and alarms and stuff like that helps me a lot because, unlike Bianca, yes, you are on your phone or laptop the whole day, but having that alert since you're on it the whole day does help. Like, it pops up on the screen, so okay, this is due today, this is due tomorrow. So that type of stuff helps me a lot. And honestly, no, I'm still adjusting. It's nothing that's gonna take a couple days, a couple months. It always
Yeah.
takes a while. So hopefully, though, I get to start school soon, in person, so that it helps a little bit in that sense. But for now, organization is very important, and having organizing not just your school but your life in terms of having enough time to socially. Uh, get with other friends and
Yeah,
stuff like
interact with
that,
others.
interacting with others, whether it be online or in person but distance, like at a park or something like that. It's always important to stay fresh, stay aware, and be there for other people that might need you more than you think.
Yeah.
So trying to keep the interaction levels high and safe at the same time.
Yeah, I totally agree, especially for, those that kind of just get lost and swamped in work, people that are involved in volunteer activities and extracurricular activities and sports and taking AP classes and all those advanced courses. So I feel like staying organized is one of the things that I've done the most during quarantine.
Of course. But yeah, without further ado, this has been the Need to Heat podcast, keeping you guys updated with the year of quarantine with our very special guest
Bianca.
and yours always, Fernando. We hope to see you guys very soon. Once again, remember to follow us on all social medias. Visit our website to view all our content at mindfulme.org. That is mindful with two L's, me.org. And yeah, thank you all for listening.